Hi everybody, we've got some exciting news for DayZ on Xbox, and that is the experimental branch of the game is coming to console, with the Xbox being the first console that has this. So if you're saying, well, what is this, Rob? Why should I be excited? Well, on PC, there's two versions of DayZ you can have. There's the normal version of DayZ, like we have on Xbox and PlayStation, but then there's the experimental branch. So this is, if you play PUBG, this would be like the PTS, the public test server, or Battlefield had one, didn't it? Lots of games have like an experimental version of the game which has future updates in it that they release that you can play, with the caveat that, look, this could be a bit buggy, we're still working on it, and we want your feedback as to how it works so that they can then feedback that in before the update goes to the main game. And as I say, Xbox has now got access to this, and all you need to do to get it, if you just go to the Microsoft Store on your Xbox console and do a search for DayZ, and then to the right a bit, when I look at it, you'll see Xbox Experimental, and you're downloading a whole new version of the game. So, without further ado, let's read what Bohemia Interactive have got to say. Hello survivors, we have good news for DayZ's Xbox players. In the past, we've been testing the upcoming updates exclusively on PC. Today, that changes. We are launching DayZ Experimental on Xbox, currently running the game update 1.08, which allows all players who own DayZ to access the upcoming update 1.08. The DayZ experimental branch is not just a taste of what's to come, it's an effort to locate and fix all the bugs and ensure a smooth launch of the update on consoles. How to access the Xbox Experimental. To access the DayZ Experimental, you will need to own a copy of DayZ. Owners of digital copies of DayZ will be able to test the update immediately, while the owners of the physical copy will be granted access with the future experimental updates. To download the update, simply search for DayZ Experimental on the Microsoft Store or in the My Games and Apps menu and install it. So to submit your feedback, please visit our feedback tracker, and you can check their forums as well. FAQ, what is DayZ Experimental? DayZ Experimental is a separate DayZ server. It's free for everyone who owns a copy of DayZ on Xbox. The server's purpose is to identify bugs before the official release to the public. So you get like an advanced go with the future. This used to be really cool on PUBG because you get to play new maps and things like that. Will my progress on the DayZ Experimental carry over to my live server account? No. Player data, statistics, etc. from the test server will not carry over to your live server account. Do I need to install a separate game? Yes, DayZ Experimental is a separate game that you need to download and install. By playing the DayZ Experimental branch, your saved DayZ data will remain safe. Who can access the DayZ Experimental? All owners of the digital copy of DayZ have access to the DayZ Experimental. Unfortunately, at this time, players who have the game on disc won't be able to participate. We intend to correct this in the future. How often will the experimental branch see updates? Game updates should land on experimental around 2 to 3 weeks prior to their release. During this period, the branch may be updated frequently. Can I access the Xbox experimental branch at any time? No, the Xbox experimental is not intended as a permanent branch. Servers will only be active during the weeks before updates. So there it is. So basically what you do is you download the the DayZ experimental branch to your Xbox. Make sure you sort of subscribe to DayZ's Twitter accounts, and you'll get updates saying, right, the experimental servers are up, go in, play, give us feedback, see what you think, get an advanced look at it, and tell us about bugs and things you come across. But there we go, how cool is that? Hopefully it will come to PlayStation, because on PlayStation, for example, again with PUBG, we had the PTS, the public test server for PUBG. I don't see why it shouldn't do, but watch this space. It's nice that they're starting with Xbox anyway. Yeah, very, very exciting indeed. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll put links to the blog post in the description below this video, and I'll see you all again soon.